guys, welcome back to my channel, Blushed with Beauty. Today I'm doing something that I just want to put a little disclaimer out before I do it, because I am not trying to do this video to make you feel bad or to say that you're like wrong in how you're doing your makeup. These makeup mistakes are just my personal opinions, and I'm just trying to get my opinions out there, tell you guys how I like to do my makeup. Maybe it helps you, maybe you really don't know certain things, and so I'm hoping this will just help you out. I'm not trying to offend anyone or anything like that. If you do your makeup the way I say not to, fantastic. I'm sure it is just great. But I want to just get this out there and not try to make any of you guys feel bad or anything. I just want to get my tips and tricks out there to maybe help you guys in the future. So I am going to do makeup mistakes. So I'm going to do half of my face the good makeup, the do way, and half of my face the don't way. So let's go. So first things first is you want to match your foundation to your face, not your hands or your arms. Your face will generally be a little bit lighter than your hand or arm might be, or it's just going to be a completely different color. So you do not want to match your foundation or your concealer or any type of product that you're putting on your face to your hand shade. You want to match it to your face shade. I bought this NARS makeup when I was super tan. If I were to go in with it now, it's going to be pretty close to my hand shade, maybe a little bit of a different undertone. But if I were to put this on my face right now, it is not going to match at all. I'm going to do that foundation on half of my face and my properly matched foundation on the other half of my face. Let's just go in with the matched to hand. This is extremely dark. Do we see that? How mismatched it is to my actual face shade because it is so freaking dark. Woo! On the other side of my face, I'm going to do my properly matched foundation, and yes, you guessed it, the Revlon. We will see how it looks. Okie doke, so this brings me into my next don't. You need to blend your foundation. You need to blend pretty much everything you put on your face, but your foundation is crucial because you do not want to have this just awkward demarcation line of foundation, no foundation. So I did not blend it down to my neck on this side of my face. I kept it just straight on my face. Now I'm going to take the correct side of my face where my foundation matches, and I'm just going to pat it down onto my neck and out into my ears a little bit, just so it really blends all the way up into my hairline. Foundation is not just for your face. You want to blend it all out so it just looks so natural, not like you just have a whole bunch of cake face makeup on and then just like all natural skin down here. And there we go. Okie doke. So after this, you would put on concealer, and it is the same type of thing. You want to match it to your face, not to your hands. With concealer, it can be a little bit lighter. You want it to be a little bit lighter than your actual skin tone. You're trying to cover up the dark lines and highlight it a little bit. So you don't want the exact same skin tone, but you do not want like 4 shades lighter. It's just not going to look right. So I'm just going to blend. And what I can do is I can show you what it would look like if you went way too light for your skin. So this one is way too light for this foundation. So if we were to go in with this concealer on this side, you can already see it's extremely light for the shade. The kind of rule of thumb is like 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation is kind of the rule of thumb for concealer. This is like 4 shades lighter than this foundation. Next, what we are going to do is powder. For powder, you do not want to powder your face until you have all of your creams and liquids on your face. So, for example, you do not want to put powder on your face and then go in with a liquid highlight or a cream blush or a cream bronzer. You want to do all of that before you put your powder on. If you put your powder on and then use cream blushes or liquid products or any cream or liquid products, It's going to bunch up. It's not going to be an even, smooth application. It's going to be extremely hard to blend, and it's just going to look super, super patchy throughout the day and not cute because it's going to stick to all the texture in the powder that you just put on, and it's just not going to blend out. So on this side of my face, I'm going to powder and then put my cream and liquid products on, and on this side, I'm going to put my cream and stuff on before my powder. So today I'm going to use the Lolly Tint by Benefit. This is in the shade Candy Orchid. This is a lip and cheek stain. So it is liquid. You want to put it on your cheeks before you put your powder on. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my cheek. And yes, it looks like a lot, but once you blend it out, it is going to look beautiful. And I'm just going to take a smaller sponge and just dab this out beautifully. Okay, do we see how beautiful that one is? Candy Orchid. It's like a dark pink with a little bit of purple in it. It is just super pretty. Gives you a nice light flush. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put powder on my face, on my entire face, and then I'm going to put cream on this side, and we are going to see what happens. I'm just taking the Lorac Perfection, and now let's try putting on the same cheek tint as we did on this side after our powder. It is literally not blending out at all. It is sticking right in this area. It wants to stick to the powder I just put on. It doesn't want to blend out on top of that texture. So this did not blend. I'm going to zoom you in and I'm going to show you the difference. Okay, so this is the natural side of my face, the dew side. So I just blended this out, and it got a nice even blend all the way up, and then I put powder over the top of it. Whereas this side, it is all just sticking right here. It will not blend out. Do we just see that line? I cannot get that to blend out. It doesn't want to go anywhere because there's powder on my face, and it just wants to stick in those little grooves. The same thing would happen if you were to go on with a cream highlight or a liquid highlight or a cream bronzer or anything like that. I don't know how many times I can say that. Just don't do it. Next thing that I want to mention is lines. So this video has a lot to do with blending. I want to make sure you guys are blending things out, but this is actually a common mistake that I see a lot, and it just drives me cuckoo. You have 3 more products that you're going to put on your face. Most people do. A bronzer or some type of contour powder, a blush, and a highlighter. These you want to all blend together. You do not want to swirl them all together and put them on your face, but you don't want to have line of bronzer, line of blush, line of highlight. You want it to all flow very flawlessly and naturally. So I'm going to show you how you can do that without making it look like pink bronzer and highlighty blush. You know what I mean? I'm going to take my bronzer, and I'm going to take a medium angled contour brush. This is F40 from Sigma, and I'm just going to take it on this side of the face. Actually, I'm going to take it on the whole face, and then I'll show you. Okie doke. So bronzer is on. I just put bronzer all over my face in the 3C motion, and when I turn my head, I look like a giant orange. What I'm going to do is I blended out my bronzer, but I'm not going to blend everything out until the end. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with some blush, and I'm actually going to take the Tarte Captivating Amazonian Clay Blush. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit and just kind of blend this right over where I put that tint. And then I'm going to take highlighter, put that on, and we will see how that looks. So a trick that you can do so you don't have such like a harsh line of bronzer, you see that? A harsh line of blush and a harsh line of highlighter, where on this side everything is just kind of working together. What you can do is while you're applying, you just want to take whatever, so let's say I'm using bronzer, I'm going to take my bronzer brush, and I really just want to take light hand and just blend it up. Then I'm going to do my blush, and I'm just going to do the same thing, light, blend it, and the same thing with my highlighter. You just kind of want to blend it up into your products without smearing all your products around. So you just kind of want to blend it upwards towards the rest of your products. And this will just make everything blend out so beautifully. Okie doke, on to brows. And I kind of mentioned this in my Get Ready With Me video, but I thought I'd mention it again. If you are looking to just get some nice filled in brows without making it look like you drew them on or colored them in, this is a great tip for you. What you want to do is take light feathery strokes, so just super short, light, rather than one long line. Because this is going to kind of mimic your eyebrow hairs and how they grow in, and this will just make it look like they just naturally grew in full and thick and pretty. And if you get any harsh lines of color, like if for some reason you get like a harsh line of color right there, just blend it out with light feathery strokes again. Don't try to smear it out into the rest of it. Just light feathery strokes in your brows will just make your whole brow game completely different. I'm telling you, it's good. One eyebrow is on. Now I'm going to just do a harsh line and we will see how that gets us. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see my brows and I will show you what I did wrong. Okay, so this is the brow that I used short feathery strokes. So I just went boop, 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 boop. And it just creates nice eyebrow hairs that aren't actually there. This one, I took long lines and just went through. Using long lines rather than short strokes is going to make your eyebrows so much darker than you're going to want them to be. And also, it's going to be harder to stay inside the lines because when you're trying to make just long lines, the powder will get up here, under here, and it's just not going to look cute. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to kind of combine two tips in one while we do my eyes. When you are using your eyeshadows, you always want a transition shade. You have probably heard this from some other makeup guru or beauty guru or YouTuber on YouTube or even in person. You've probably heard someone say, I'm going to go in for my transition shade. The reason why a transition shade is so important is because if you have a nice light transition shade, even though you may not think it shows up or makes a difference, it does, because it's going to help your darker colors just kind of nicely blend over your transition shade and over all your other colors and not make it look like you just have a harsh line of just dark brown or black or whatever color you're using, dark gray. The transition shade is going to help it kind of lighten it up a little bit but still make it super like oomph and just give you like a nice ombre effect. So I think transition shades are awesome. I definitely think everyone should be using them when they are using eyeshadows. And so I'm going to use a transition shade on this eye and not on this eye, and we will see what happens. So I'm going to take a transition shade. I'm just going to take Stark. Stark is a nice peachy light shade, and I am just putting this in my crease. Okay, so I have a transition shade and I don't have a transition shade. Now, another thing that I want to point out before I get into my eyeshadow is the next don't. Don't forget to tap off any excess shadow. If you don't, you are going to see what's going to happen. I'm going to go back into my Urban Decay palette, and I'm going to take Punk, this kind of dark maroon with, it's like a chocolatey brown maroon color. And I am going to take just a little short fluffy brush, and I'm going to take this, pick up some shadow, and I'm not going to tap it off. I'm going to show you what it looks like with no transition shade, just going in straight away dark and not tapping off the excess product. We shall see. Nice look, Harrison. Ooh la la. First things first is I didn't tap off the excess product, so it is going to go in so dark, it's going to just get in places you don't want it to get. It is going to fall out major. Do we see that fallout down here? And I could blend this out as much as I want, and it's just going to keep spreading outward. Not cute. Now I'm going to show you what I do if I take the same brush, the same color, pat it, tap off the excess, and go in with my transition shade. And I'm just trying to focus this on the outer corner. Do we see a difference? And this isn't super light. It still gives you a lot of oomph. And then what you can do is a really good tip. When you're going in with darker shadows like this, sometimes they can look a little bit crazy to you, but what you can do, one of my favorite tips, is to take the brush you use for your transition shade. Don't take any excess powders, nothing on it, just take the same brush and just kind of blend those two together. So blend the darker shade with the transition shade. This will just give you a nice effortless blended eyeshadow look. I'm just going to put some on my lid. Alright, my last tip of the day is about your lips. People tend to want bigger lips than they have. I am one of them. I want bigger, more full, more plump lips than I have. There's a way to get that without making yourself look like Miranda Sings. So, this is what you do. Instead of taking your lip liner and extending it below your lip line to try to make you look like you have fuller lips, if you want fuller lips, using kind of a shadow effect, I will show you how to do that. This side of my lips is done. Now I'm going to take the other side and extend it right below my lip line. Wow, we have a complete disaster. So I extended my lip liner above my lips to try to give them a fuller appearance, and it ended up making me look like a clown. Whereas on this side, I went right on the edge of my lips, and it makes me look normal. Now, if you're trying to get more plump, full looking lips, a great trick is you can take a cream contour and kind of outline your lips. So I'm going to do it on this side. Line the bottom of your lips with contour, and then just blend it out. You can use your finger or sponge. Just blend it out. It's going to give your lips a more pouty appearance rather than trying to line below your lips. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video today of my makeup mistakes, do's and don'ts. If you enjoyed this type of video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys all again on Friday with a new video. Bye guys!